everyone. I'm Linda McHenry with The Writer's Voice, and S. Lee Manning is here today to chat with us about espionage thrillers. How are you, Slee?
I'm great today. It's a beautiful day in Vermont.
Well, that's wonderful. So why don't you tell us about your new book? You have a new one coming out in October.
Right. It's called Trojan Horse, and it's an espionage thriller. What espionage thrillers have? It's about, I have my protagonist is a Jewish Russian immigrant who came here over at a young age, and he winds up working as a spy for an American spy agency. And by the way, it's an imaginary world, so parallel universe, but a lot of things that happened in the real world happened there, like Afghanistan and 9/11, but just all new political and figures.
Aha. So now I understand that you started writing this book about 15 years ago. So tell us about the long road to publication.
Well, let's start with the long. My first draft was 850 pages.
Oh my.
And yes, the first draft. And then I took a look and I said, well, I had a lot of fun with that because writing it, but no one's going to read that. And so I cut it down to 450 pages or 125,000 words from, I think it was 250,000 words. I had an agent read it and she signed me. She sent the book out. I got some really great reviews, but it was the wrong time. It was really just a marketing issue. No one was interested in spy books at that point. And then I wrote actually a sequel to it that I thought, well, if I can't sell Trojan Horse, maybe I can sell the sequel and that will be the first in series, and Trojan Horse can be the prequel. About 6 or 7 months later, and another, I'd say 20,000 words less. I cut it yet way down again. I had a contract.
That's great.
And then Five Star decided they were going to stop publishing suspense novels.
Oh no.
I wrote yet another book in the series thinking, okay, this one's going to be number one in the number one. I did actually a read through and I updated it a lot. Technology changes, and my character changed also over the years.
Don't you find that as a writer you change over time too? Your perspectives change and just your writing style changes?
Everything changes, nothing's static. And so he's changed. I've changed, and I incorporated that in the new book, sent it out, and now I'm coming out in, I guess in October 9th. I'm thrilled.
That's good. So you're pleased with it. You think it's a better book going through the process?
I do. And I actually think, I'm actually really pleased where it is now. And I'm glad I wound up not going with the earlier version with 5 Star, although I like the 5 Star version, but I like because Chloe and I have been on a similar journey in a way.
Okay. Now tell us about espionage thrillers. Not everybody reads them, not everybody writes them. How do you do your research? How are they different from other kinds of thrillers?
Well, usually espionage thrillers take place on a wider screen. I mean, they usually have multiple countries involved, or they also have a bigger threat. A lot of thrillers, it's a smaller threat. It's one guy who's threatening somebody, or it's not. There's not a larger threat that has to be countered,
like world domination.
Or world domination, or in this is a guy who has the planted software that's going to melt down nuclear power plants around the world because he's actually invested in companies that clean up from nuclear power plants.
Oh, how nice. So you create the mess and then you clean it up.
Exactly. One of the things I like about espionage thrillers, I like hidden worlds. I like having sort of characters who have to hide who they are.
Secrets.
I like Kolya's fiance's brother thinks he's an accountant for the IRS. There are a little more gray areas. it's not 100% good guys and 100% bad guys. I mean, you can have that, but it's not as interesting to me. I still think there is one side that's terrible, but then the good guys also wind up doing bad things. And what sort of bad things are acceptable? I mean, Collier's own boss basically sets him up to be tortured and killed.
So you're talking ethical things such as the golden rule versus the ends justifies the means kinds
Exactly.
of things, different philosophical perspectives.
And one of my favorite parts of this is, of my book, is Collier as a prisoner, and there's some point where he realizes what's happened.
So there's our cliffhanger for Trojan Horse, huh?
One of the cliffhangers. There's a lot of cliffhangers.
Well, that's great. Hey, Slee, it's been great having you here with us, S. Lee Manning. Hope you'll come back again.
Thank you. I enjoyed it very much.
Well, so did I. Thanks so much. And we'll talk to you again probably in October when it comes out.
That'd be great.
Thank you.